I mentioned at some point Mexico was shit, and the FBI was like, "Oh, what's so bad about Mexico? I've never been there." And the prosecutor was like, "Oh yeah, what's so bad there? I go there all the time." And I was like, "Dude, what's so bad about it?" I was like, "Your name's Javier, man. I can't get into this with you." And he's like, "I'm from Peru," and I was like, same shit, you know. He wasn't
Good start.
He wasn't happy about that.
But you told an FBI agent Peru's the same shit as Mexico.
The prosecutor, yeah.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy, we working hard for this money.
But either way, welcome guys to the Table One podcast. Jesse Young, co-host Art Parman, special guest Martin Zamani. This is New Year's Eve right now, so we're all celebrating.
We made it.
Yeah, it's just like every other day for us. Art and I are drinking, and he's smoking. I'm guessing we're not celebrating anything special today. It's just
another day in the life.
Tuesday at 11 o'clock. That's all it is. In the morning, for what it's worth.
It's early.
Yeah, we had to shake him out of bed, I think.
It's true. That's why it's a whole joint and not, half of his third one. Although it might be.
This is definitely the third one.
Oh my God. You're a special animal.
My research on this was just going through your Twitter feed, and like every fifth tweet is like, need weed in Germany, need weed in this poker stop. So I figured he might need weed, but he brought some.
It's Vegas, so well equipped.
Yeah. That's a good thing. This is all legal, guys. All legal. All right, I'm sure you've seen every one of our episodes, but typically what we do is we take the audience back to where you were a tiny Martin Zamani, and I'm sure at one point you had aspirations to be an upstanding gentleman. It doesn't seem like that's right, but I'm just going to say that. And then kind of how you got into poker, as much as you can tell us anyway, and we can just touch on some of the highlights and some of the lowlights and go from there.
I need a question one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right. All right, I'll start here.
Let's go way back. Let's go to childhood.
Did you grow up playing games with your family or anything like that? And just any chess, poker, cards, anything?
Yeah, what made you want to be in a strategy game for a living?
No, not really. Ben played poker. He's 9 years older than me. So by the time I was doing anything with my life, I was just, okay, here's poker. Here we were.
Original famous Zamani.
How old were you when you got introduced to that?
I think I was 12, and he had me on Poker Stars playing free rolls. And then one day he needed the balance, and I sent him over my $150 from free rolls. And then I quit until I was 19.
What? So you played free rolls when you were 12 years old and actually built up a roll of $150?
I guess.
Fuck yeah.
And he needed it for a Sunday grind one day.
I was going to say.
It must have been a rough Sunday.
That $10 rebuy really got a hold of him, huh? All right.
I need the add-on for the last 100 rebuy of the day. Send it.
But it was a free roll. It was some kind of backing deal, and you didn't get dick out of it?
I don't think it was a backing deal. He just told me to download Poker Stars and play it like any other computer game.
Yeah, but you got no money out of it. You put in all your time and effort. You could have been chasing girls or playing baseball.
I was 12. I didn't play baseball. I was brown too. There's no girls until
Until when? Sorry.
Until I had money.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so there was no girls, there was no baseball. We've clarified that. You got basically booted from playing free rolls when you were 13 or 12. So what was the rest of your adolescence like? What did you do? Just
so when you found weed?
Perfect A student?
No, I was a really bad student. I don't know. I mean, I was into RuneScape, but this is also one of the other things I can't really get into.
What is RuneScape? And then we can drop it after that. I just don't know what that is.
RuneScape is just it's like World of Warcraft.
Okay.
But there was a lot of money in RuneScape. There's a lot of poker players and websites that are built off RuneScape money, like Stake.com and all these CS:GO casinos. These are all built from RuneScape players because you could gamble in RuneScape.
Okay. In game, or was it just
you could gamble in the game, yeah.
Oh, sick.
And the money in the game was worth a lot. People built millions of dollars through RuneScape.
Wow, now I really want to know why you can't talk about it. Oh my gosh, it seems like a very simple
Yeah, he's about to tell us about it, guys, and then we're gonna cut to the next scene.
All right, really quick, guys. Phenom Poker is out now. It is live. If you want to get extra tokens, 100 extra tokens, and if you want to support Table 1, just go to joinphenompoker.com, and that will help us. Fill in your information, and you'll be on with us.
Tons of people on there, tons of action, especially until Art and I will run out of money, I think.
That's true. And we are doing some sort of free roll. Anyone who signs up through our link, we're going to eventually reveal the details on Twitter, but if you sign up through our link, we are going to go all in up to 10 times at $100 no limit until somebody wins the $100. We might stack you 10 times and you'll lose 1,000 in this promotion, but we are trying to give away 100. So if we accidentally stack you 10 times, thanks. Thanks for playing. All right, joinphenompoker.com. Now!
So did you meet some poker friends through RuneScape?
Yeah. John Dolan.
Okay. All right.
He's from RuneScape.
Did you guys all like build your bankrolls on there to start, or you were just like?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. RuneScape was like the foundation for a lot of people's funds.
How much did you run up to before you swapped over to poker? Or can't say that either.
I probably ran up like $500,000 in RuneScape and lost it all with my brother in Bitcoin betting daily fantasy sports and high stakes poker when I hadn't played in like whatever years.
All right, so when you said your brother basically beat you out of like the $500,000 you built up on RuneScape.
No, he didn't beat me out of it. We just lost it together betting daily fantasy sports.
I see.
We thought we were beating both the games. We
I
were
got
probably
you now.
the biggest losers of both the games at the time.
Was this like DraftKings or?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys have a model just like all the other like super smart people do?
No.
You're like,
No, I had never watched NBA before. He told me to start watching NBA, and like the next day we had like 5K in bets, and then we lost. So the next day we had 10K in bets.
so, but basically you were young and like basically the money was free anyway. Like I mean you were still like collecting money, so like it's like whatever 5K losing it here. I'm just gonna get it back next week. Who cares?
Yeah, I have no value for money,
Okay, that's fair.
even to this day.
How old are you now?
29.
Oh, okay. You're younger than I thought you were. But
I know I look withered, huh?
yeah, I wasn't gonna say withered, just kind of homeless.
It's over.
In the best way.
like the kind of homeless where he actually like did well for a while, you know?
Yeah,
good.
not like that famous guy on the subway who's always shirtless with the gray sweatpants.
Yeah, not like him. All right, so you just blew through the RuneScape money and like at some point it dried up, so you had to find another avenue for income. Sorry, I'm trying to ask a question that doesn't lead to him saying I plead the fifth.
Yeah, then I decided to win at poker.
Okay, all right.
Then I decided to try winning at poker.
Okay, so like did you and your brother like kind of talk strategy at all? Like
No. My brother and I have discussed no poker strategy almost ever.
It makes sense after playing with both of you guys through my lifetime. Yeah.
He's not a no.
He's on one end of the spectrum when it comes to a winning poker player on the other end. That's kind of the way I think it.
Yeah, I remember 6 years ago him doing something online that I thought was like the absolute worst play ever, and everybody would have agreed was the worst play ever. And then now everybody just folds the spot. So like I don't know what this means.
It doesn't mean anything. It
Okay.
means like whatever's accepted now and wasn't then, or vice versa. Who the fuck knows?
All
Like,
right.
yeah, like
Yeah, shit has changed so much over the years, what the good players did. And then, I'm sure it'll change in the future when the computers are inside our heads and telling us what to do.
Do you think we'll have that?
I think we'll have
In
it.
our,
Well, maybe
in
not.
our lifetime? Do you think we'll
they're
have a
already-
computer in our head? Like
They're
a
already
real...
sticking stuff in people's like brain stems, in the name of science, trying to teach them to walk again. I just want a computer in there teaching me when to fold the river, which is apparently always in live poker.
God, I hope that's not true. Again, I know I'm so fucking old, but God, I hope like people can't just fucking put a USB port in their head and just be like get information or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that movie, whatever, it doesn't matter now.
I mean, you see my glasses. I already got the ones where you can video record and talk to the AI and whatnot. Those are pretty sweet.
All right, so somehow you decided you wanted to win at poker.
How old were you then?
Yeah.
I think I was like 21.
Okay. All right, and you're in Florida too, so it's super legal to play down there. So you can definitely talk about this.
Yeah, I just didn't though. I didn't play any cash in Florida.
You just played online?
Yeah,
or? Okay.
I just played on. Yeah, online.
All right, so you're 29. Let me do the math. 15.
What was your online handle?
My PokerStars account was Jacob Schindler, and I made that in like 2022 when he was well banned from PokerStars, and everyone thought it was him. And Ape Styles wanted to fight him because I was shit talking him in the chat. He's like, "You fucking cheater, Jake. When I see you, I'm gonna punch you." And he was losing it, but it was just me. Jake's banned.
Hey, that's fantastic. Like Jake would actually be that on the nose with like, you know, after he's banned, like, I'm gonna find a new account. My screen name. How do I say fuck you to PokerStars? Oh, I know. Jake Schindler.
I won a scoop trophy in his name. It says Jacob Schindler on it.
Well, you started having some live results in 2014. I know this because I looked it up.
Okay.
So at some point, you'd actually went to the Florida streets to like play like live tournaments.
I did.
Yeah.
I played like some whatever they had,
Yeah.
the Coconut Creek and whatever.
Oh yeah. The Isle.
The Isle, yeah.
There you go. And that didn't. You still prefer just online?
Yeah, I was also a big loser at live poker. It wasn't very enjoyable.
The times you did play, you died?
Yeah, it just wasn't fun. You know, I didn't really know how to like interact with people. I mean, I was always like good at talking to people, but it wasn't like, I didn't have anything to say to them.
Okay. I guess the tournament poker is weird too, because you're just like, you get to know someone and then you bust them and they're gone, and you got to get to know the next guy who sits there. It's like a million small talk conversations. I mean, not that I mind those, but some of my favorite interactions at the poker table have been like the few that you've been at the table. I remember we had a memorable, I think it was a shootout at the WSOP where we had Dragon Fam at the table, and you were just like, the Dragon, and you're just egging him on the whole time.
He's been fucking me up since the day I started playing poker. I can't remember a pot I've beat him in. He's beat me out of multiple like significant pots, and when I was up and coming. And now when I see him, I just keep calling him the Dragon, ask how he's doing. He's like, "Oh, not good."
And that's David, the Dragon Fan, for everybody out there.
He was an OG, like he was a true gangster back in the day. He was doing things before other people were doing things just to fuck around.
Yeah, I guess he's holding over me now too. He busted me out deep in the win. I don't know, it must have been like fucking 8 years ago, but it was.
He's holding over you. It was 8 years ago.
Well, I never.
He's
played
not
with him.
dead.
The only times I played with him, he put a vicious beat on me, calling me with aces when I had ace king at the final table. I think, I don't know. Anyways, he won that tournament, and I'm not bitter about it at all. Not even a little bit.
All right, real quick. Do you have crypto just sitting in a crypto wallet doing nothing? Then you've probably never heard of Gauntlet. Gauntlet.xyz is a billion-dollar research company that manages risk for huge internet platforms like Uniswap, Arbitrum, Jupiter, and a ton of other ones. And how can they help you? They actually curate these things called crypto vaults. And what's a crypto vault? Well, you just put your crypto in, you get an interest rate. The interest rate depends on the supply and demand of that particular token that you put into there. It's kind of complicated, but their algorithms make it like 1,000 poker solvers are working on your side. And you get a return on crypto that was just sitting in your wallet anyway. Here, let me show you how it works. I've got 800 USDC here. I'm gonna put it into this USDC vault. The current interest APY is a little over 9%. So I'm gonna get that for a little bit, and I can take it out whenever I want. Now, as you can see, they have a bunch of different vaults, a bunch of different tokens. Do your own research on all of this, which one appeals to you, but definitely don't let your crypto just sit in your wallet doing nothing. It could be here earning for you. So if you've got USDC or USDT, which if you're a poker player, you probably do, you're gonna wanna have it sitting in one of these vaults earning something for you. So head on over to gauntlet.xyz/T1 and it'll take you right to the vault page. You'll be able to check out which one looks good to you. All right, back to the show.
So what tipped the balance where you started playing more live? Because for those who don't know, he has over $6.5 million in earnings and like fucking couple hundred like cashes, not to mention over 100 in like the WSOP. Like it's granted, I know some of those are online, but still, like that's quite a shift, or that's just a shit ton of volume you've put in like live. You just like wake up one day, you're like, I'm gonna start playing live, or like you bink.
Well, you know, the World Series was always like the thing that drew people into poker, you know, like I was a tournament player. So it was like, oh, go play the World Series eventually. So, you know, when I was 21, I came and played the World Series, and like that was always the plan.
Okay, so yeah, that wasn't something like no new urge. It was just like the World Series is the pinnacle.
Yeah,
gotta
you
go
know,
play
you
it.
gotta play.
All right, Fair enough. And you still hated it like the entire time? Like your first night, you're 21 years old playing in the grandiose like Rio ballroom, and like you didn't get any kind of rush?
Honestly, I just can't remember
Fair enough.
I remember it was crowded, and that made me uncomfortable trying to like leave on breaks when everyone is like
Shoulder to shoulder.
that makes me uncomfortable. That was it.
10-handed poker, shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah,
also
true.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I never even really realized it was 10-handed most of the time until other people start like complaining about it or whatever. I'm just like there and everyone else is there, and like sometimes it's smaller.
Sometimes it's tighter. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I never really noticed.
So, okay, clearly had some success to build up a bankroll, even from the like past the RuneScape, like when you were winning at poker. Was there a big score online, or was the big score like live that like kind of propelled you to like have the bankroll to play like? Instead of playing like the $200 and $500 tournaments, you started playing 1500s or 3Ks and stuff like that?
No, I just had no regard for money, really.
So if you had 5K, you were playing the 5K.
Sure,
if you had 3K, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, and we don't have to get in too much, but like, did you have any kind of backing system, like when you were young, when you were like young 20s?
I did, but the only significant part came when Dennis Blieden started backing me.
Oh, from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I won the 25K.
That was at PCA, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2019, is that right? I think I looked this up this morning. I was like, oh man, these results are actually newer than I was expecting. And a lot of them came this year, but we'll
He's
get to
only 29,
that.
geez.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like you've been in poker for a long time.
I'm a
Withered
Zamani.
soul and all that.
Yeah.
You're a Zamani, I guess. The legacy of the last name.
So when did Blieden start backing you? How much before the 25K at PCA? We'll get into that.
Probably like a month before.
Okay. What was the reasoning for it? You just wanted to play the 25K and needed someone to give you money for it?
No, he was playing PLO on Party Poker, and he was like a big loser in the game. And we had like done some trades before on Skype, but he was just like the biggest fish in the game. And without seeing his cards, I just started texting him what to do in all the spots. And he went from being like a 100K loser in the game to like a 200K winner. And then I was like ghosting him the next like 3 days. And that's what propelled the backing deal.
He's like, thanks for this money. I'll reinvest it into you.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. But like you ghosted him? What was the reason for ghosting him? Just like
Well, like I couldn't see his cards, and he went from like a big loser
Yeah,
in the game
okay.
to like a big winner.
Oh, I
and
think,
then,
Justin, you're thinking ghosting, like stop responding to his text
Yeah.
messages. He's talking about ghosting, like sat behind him or saw his
I
cards.
got you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. So
I
sorry.
team viewed in and I started playing.
I understand. Yeah. Sorry. Again, I'm so old.
I started cheating.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, people don't like that when you.
Yeah, well, like, whatever. You got to play under Bliden's personality, like where everyone thought he was a uber fish for X, Y, and Z, and you got to take advantage of it. I got you. All right.
Shame on you.
So
Yeah.
after 3 days, like you were just done with it, and he was like, "Oh wow, you're really good. Can I give you more money to like gamble and give me some back?"
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Something like that.
And then right away, just banked the 25K.
Well, it wasn't really right away because he told me to go to the Bahamas and play the first, like the Platinum Pass event.
Oh, that was a 25K also, right? Or
Yeah,
15?
Yeah.
yeah, that was a 25. And I showed up to the Bahamas the day before, and I was like there for like 2 days. And I text him, "Hey, who do I get money from?" He goes, "What do you mean you don't have money?" I go, "No, I have like 3K to my name, and I'm here." And he's like, "Borrow the money from someone." And I didn't know anyone really in like I knew people, but like I didn't really have credit, and I didn't want to ask anyone for money at
that's
this point.
super uncomfortable. Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do that. And he goes, "Play blackjack." I go, "What?"
I love this backer.
I go, "What?" He goes, "Play blackjack because I can buy money down there for like 3% vig. And if you lose, I'll just buy 28K instead of 25K.
Wow. So you try to satellite into, or Blieden try to satellite through you into a backing deal through Blackjack. That's fucking great.
Blackjack satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go? Please tell me it went great.
Yeah, obviously I won every hand. And I just had like 28K in front of me.
So like, how much were you betting? Like you have 3K to your name. Like, you're betting like right away 500 a hand? And
No,
just-
3K. What do you mean? I was gonna sit there and grind out blackjack. I had Craig Barnell with me, who like, it probably isn't the best blackjack player. I don't know. We were both a little fucked up, And, you know, so like I wasn't going to sit there and grind it out.
I just realized how dumb a question that was. I'm so sorry for that.
How much did you bet the first hand, and did you have to borrow for the double down? So you got it. You got from 3 to 28K, and like whatever, how many hands that is, 3, and then.
And then the next day you just went and go play the 25K, or like were there some events in between?
No, I think the next day I played the 25K.
Okay.
I bagged, busted day 2.
Okay, so we got 3K left. That's good. All right.
And I think there's a private game going on in the Bahamas that I've played at before and I have credit at. And he goes, go play this game. And there's like a small 25-50 and like a 200-400 game running. And I'm like, which one should I play? He's like, 200-400. And I'm like, what do I say? He's like, tell them you're buying in for 100. And this was a cheated game, by the way. So this was all just like a huge... This is all just cheated? I didn't know at the time. I found out way later.
Cheated how? Like devices or collusion? Or?
Devices.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I guess that was around that time, right? Right before COVID. Actually, a little bit before that, when some of these cheating games started getting uncovered, like the Chad Powers one, or I don't know if we're allowed to talk about him.
We're allowed to do anything. So, okay, you sat down for 100K in a cheated game, and you got credit through Blieden, or you had credit through somebody else at the table, or someone else?
I knew the host of the game,
okay, right,
and like the host like asked a different poker player if I was good for it, and the poker player knew I was getting backed by Blieden. He's like, yeah, he's good. You know? I'm like, that's what happened.
All right, so what happened to this 100K in this cheated game where you probably can't win, but probably did?
No, I did not win.
Okay,
oh.
Gus Hansen stacked me in the 8-deuce game with his shirt off, getting a massage. It was really quite a sight.
A topless, wow, all right.
While drinking his like White Russian or whatever, the milky drink. It's really gross. And they make me take some, at some point they empty out a pill bottle and everyone has to take some pill to play in the game.
Yeah. Pill bottle roulette, yeah.
Yeah, I've never taken any pill before. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'll take this one.
Uh-oh.
And it was Adderall.
Oh, very good.
I woke up the next morning, I thought I had been in a fight because there's like blood all over the bed. I chewed off the inside of my face.
Jesus.
It was a bad time.
All right.
Shit. Fun story about Gus Hansen before we move on. I was once, it was during the tournament series, like a 10K at the Bellagio, 5 Diamond or one of those. And I think they had their game in Bobby's room still. They're playing their big limit game or whatever. And those 2 tables were empty for now. Like there were so many people registering, they were going to get filled up. So anyways, I'm on the table kind of back up against the glass on the podium side. And I stand up for a second and I look behind me and Gus Hansen is like backed up to the glass, but like kind of against the wall, and he's like on his computer looking at that. And it's like one of those, I don't know if it's a porn site or if it's like Adult Friend Finder, but he's on there just just smashing on some porn real quick in the corner thinking nobody could see him.
And then I hate Stud 8. Let me look at some titties real quick.
Yeah, it was on a little laptop, not a phone either. He's just against the wall. He's got this thing. He's like, I really got to look at this right now. And I catch a glimpse for a second, like half eye contact, and he's just, it was the funniest shit ever.
I never thought Gus Hansen would even need to look at porn. I thought he would just walk into a room and people just start dropping.
Maybe some inspiration for like who he wants to target next.
Target, that's good. That was a good story. Thank you. All right, guys, quick break. We just wanted to promote the fact that we got a nice invite from Poker Go Studios to run a Table 1 stream game from the January 21st to the 25th, 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. while they're running their PGT series. If you want to sign up,
you just go to table1.vegas/pokergo and you fill out the form. We are going to be streaming every day from the 21st to the 25th. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The reason we're streaming then is because they are going to be streaming all of their final tables from the kickoff series, PGT, and after those are over, we're taking over. Oh, wait, 25, 50, 100, you know, no limit hold'em. And we might even have like one of those little wheels that you spin and some weird shit happens. We might do weird shit for you guys. Just, you could be part of the weird shit with us. So just, you know, sign up now.
All right, so you dust through 100K as Gus Hansen fucks you topless.
Yeah.
Wait, like you're not topless and he's fucking you. He just fucked you while he was topless.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
He didn't like take his shirt off in celebration. It was already off.
Yeah, it was already off. He's getting the massage. He's drinking this White Russian, whatever it is, and he turns over the 8 deuce, and he stacks me, and I have to pay him another 4,000 on top.
Oh,
Oh, there was a bounty on that hand?
Yeah.
You know that hand has a name, right?
oh, that's
No.
right.
It's the rim job. Can you get there?
Probably not.
It's gonna be hard.
Like you ate a deuce.
Ew.
So why was the rim job bounty on? I guess whatever. It must have
We were just playing 7 deuce and 8 deuce game, and
Okay.
4,000 a person, and all of a sudden,
So you had to pull 4K out of your pocket?
yeah.
You had 4K in your pocket?
Well, you know, some more credit.
There you go, yeah.
So I lose 200K in the game.
Jesus, all right. So this all goes on your makeup, I imagine, or Blieden gave you a sweet deal?
On my makeup, which is a confused number at this point. He was basically like a 200K winner from the time I started watching him, and I was like 600K in makeup.
Oh, so you think, well, reasonable, the 200K should balance against the 600K you lost, right?
No. He still won 200K,
Yeah.
and I was like in makeup.
Okay.
Because like the first 2 days I got like a bad deal, and then like the third day he gave me like a makeup deal, and he lost like half the money playing slots on the side. And we didn't really know what the number was anyways.
So he was like, this is our gambling money.
Yeah.
If we lose it.
So I can't wait till we fast forward to where you win the 25K and you're both looking at each other like, how do we do this? Like, it was like almost 900K, right? It was a lot of
Yeah.
money, and like you guys have no idea how to split it up.
Well, he goes, I'll give you 100K and we'll call it even. And
What?
we'll call the backing, and we'll keep going with the backing. And I was just like, all right, whatever.
Well, where were you?
Wow.
So how did you get the 25K? Did you find a guy to borrow
Oh,
from?
yeah.
Or did he
so
buy the money down there?
He had a piece of someone in like the 100K.
Okay.
And the person in the 100K cashed, and he goes, go get this money so you can pay the game. And the person who I get the money from, Big Huny, tells me to play the 25K.
Okay.
And I tell Dennis, and I'm like, should I play? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, he doesn't care. He's getting arrested soon anyways.
Oh, God.
That's fair, yeah.
You know, I don't know about this. And, you know, I bust one bullet, re-enter on day 2, and just win.
So you had the 100K from to pay the game or whatever, and then you just like fired 2 shells in the 25 and then scooped it.
Yeah.
And then you.
So you
okay.
did pay off the credited stuff for Blieden in the cash game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like,
Yeah,
that
I
was,
get it.
what was I going to do?
Yeah.
Gotta pay your debts, man.
Yeah.
So wow, all right. What a fucking wild week. You just show up to Bahamas with 3K to your name and
Find yourself 200K in the hole, 225K in the hole, and then.
think you're a genius. You run 3K to 28K playing blackjack, and like the next day you're just down 200K in some fucking rigged game. And you get to play the 25K. And
Was that one of those games they played out on the boats in the harbor or whatever?
Almost. It was in some Oceans Club area. It was like the only gated area near the Bahamas, I think.
Okay.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
They had boats. They had their own boats.
they did have boats.
The Bohemians like played the game, and they were like awful. And they just like, I think between like the 3 of them, they lost a few million or whatever. And we like rented out one of their properties. It was weird. And we were just, he was just cheating them in the game anyways.
Yeah, they're terrible and they're getting cheated.
Yeah.
It's like,
Who was the game runner? Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right, so now you have 100K to your name instead of 3K. That seems like a nice boost. And you're still getting backed by Blieden.
they said he ended it, right?
No, we're still
we're
on.
still-
Oh, okay, cool.
And this is, well, at this point you don't know that he's in trouble or about to be in trouble? Or,
No, I have no idea.
What was
Okay.
he in trouble for? Do you know the story? I don't know.
Very, very vaguely. I don't want to say it like anything myself.
Oh, well, it's public that he embezzled 23 million
Oh,
from his company.
what was his company?
Um,
Or what kind of company was it?
I don't know. The company didn't even have $23 million. So, like, we're not really sure where the money came from.
All right.
There you go.
But Dennis Blieden is WPT winner, by the way. I did get to play with him one time. It was a treat in the WPT championship, and he busted on the bubble even though he had like 70 blinds or something like that, just because he thought the guy was fucking around. It was pretty great. Only because I had like 4 blinds at the time.
Pretty good. Memorable for you then.
Yeah, it was. I was like, wait,
where
what?
is this money
Someone
going in?
busted? Everyone's got 50 blinds plus except for me. This is great. All right, so you got 100K. So what's the plan now? Like, is Blieden just telling you got to play everything under the sun at this point, or is it just
Yeah.
up to you?
Yeah, he's like everything under the sun. We go and play the Poker Go Tour like 2 months later, which is like, I think it's the U.S. Poker Open, and I play like some 10Ks and like a 25K, whatever. I think I play the 50K, And then it's like the day of the 100K, and there's also the last flight of a Venetian 1600. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go play the Venetian 1600.
Seems reasonable.
I was like, I don't really want like any more on my makeup, you know, like I have a makeup number again, like minus 100 or 150 or whatever. I'm like, I don't really want any more on my makeup. And he calls me and he goes, you're playing the 100K today. And I was like, how about the Venetian 1600? And he's like,
I can
no.
make it a 5K for you if you want.
I'll be in for 8 bullets if that helps you at all.
He's like, no, play the 100K or you're dropped. And I was just like,
This is a great backer.
okay. You know, so like, show up to the 100K. He's also in the 100K.
Okay.
I don't even know what's going on in this 100K. We get the same table and we go to break. And he tells me, he's like, you better not bust me or you're also dropped. And I'm like, what?
Can't tell if he's joking at this point.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's joking at this point or what's going
I just
on.
can picture Martin just laughing and Dennis just staring at me like,
Yeah, I just have like, and I guess he was being honest because
I
at
believe
the
it.
time,
Because I busted him and he dropped me.
or he was in contact with the FBI about self-surrendering already. So then he's like, oh, let me just play this 100K once. And then again, because I busted. And he's got like, I think the 100K had like 3.2 million prize pool or whatever. And he had like $1 million of the action. He had so many people's action in the tournament too. And I mean.
but he's not self-dumping for the FBI or anything. He's just investing in a third of the field.
He's just
Correct.
investing in
All right, got it.
funding Germans, I guess, giving them all the money.
No Germans.
No, none that he gave to you guys.
Yeah,
but the Germans get all the money in the end.
That was true.
So did you end up busting him? Because I know
No.
he didn't bust you.
No. I don't think so.
You ended up getting like second or third in that thing, right?
I think like fourth,
Fourth,
fifth,
right.
for like 330, which is like not very much.
Okay, like
at
a
this
min
point.
cash, but
yeah.
still, like that's a shit ton. I mean,
Yeah, but it's like 100K makeup and you know whatever.
yeah.
And he gets some money from other pieces like cash, and he loses all the money immediately to Berkey and the Aria slots.
To Berkey?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know Berkey played. Was it a heads-up match like he did with Airball? Or
I think they played in table one or whatever,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was like four-handed, but the other two people were just like not playing basically.
Gotcha.
And Dennis makes up a hand to me where he loses like an insane hand, and then I asked Berkey about it later, and he's like, "No, that wasn't the hand at all."
yeah, that's pretty common. Yeah. Common but hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it was his money.
Yeah, right.
He can lie about it all he wants to.
yeah,
Shit.
fair.
All right. So, did you get any kickback from like the profit from the 330? I know you were already 100 in makeup and the 100
Yeah,
on top, so
yeah,
you probably
I
got
get-
like 50ish or whatever.
Yeah, I get some money.
All right.
And then like I'm playing some other stuff and playing online and on party and whatever. And I win a bunch. And he basically asks for all of it. He's like, well, you want Bitcoin, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, I'll just take this money and I'll give you Bitcoin. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay.
You know, there's no problems like up to this point.
Sure,
with
sure,
him.
sure. You gotta trust him, of course.
And then one day after his like session at Live at the Bike, he just like goes home and loses like 300 Bitcoins playing slots online on his phone in like 2 hours or something.
300 Bitcoins? What
Yeah.
was that? In 2019, that's still a lot of fucking money, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 8K a coin or maybe 10K a coin.
Yeah. 10K seems right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's a bit of money. And
So now he owes me a bunch of Bitcoin and he like doesn't have any. But he's like still has like some
embezzling money. Gotcha.
yeah, and he also is like getting some money from like investments. He like invested a bunch of money in like ICOs and like all these other random bullshit things with his money. And like he's also the biggest whale on every site, so he gets like some free play, you know. So
Yeah.
there's like still some money trickling in that he's like paying me slowly or whatever. And he gets like 2 free tickets to the Aria Party Poker 10K.
Okay.
And he's like chip leader on the bubble with like 17 left and like 16 paid. And I think it was like 500 or $1 million to first. And he obviously has all of it. I'm like, oh, well, he can just like win this spot.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the beginning of summer or something or the middle. And I just go to bed. And I wake up and I see he didn't even cash the tournament. He just stone bubbled.
This might be the same tournament I'm in, Cash. I gotta look this up.
If it's not, I hope it's not. It sounds like it could
must
just easily.
be.
I honestly, because it was under 2 tables for sure. He for sure bubbled, and I for sure got next out the very next hand. I think.
Was Brian Green in the tournament?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. He wasn't at my table. He might have been at the other one.
You know, but he's kind of loud and you would hear him.
Yeah,
more.
you're right. It's just a memory thing. I don't know. They all kind of mesh together.
It must be though, because the RA just didn't have that many 10Ks
Yeah.
and party poker events and.
Yeah, I had it in my head as a WPT thing, but it could have been something else for sure. All right, awesome.
And then he gets arrested 2 weeks later.
So now you're just out all your money,
All my coins.
all your coins.
It's all over.
But now he's out now.
Yeah, now he's out. Now I talked to him. He doesn't have any coins, which I believe to be true, given what he did at the end.
It has earning potential. That's good at least.
He says he's making $25 an hour. I told him to hit up a few people for money. He's like, that's not why I hit you up. I'm like, well, you might as well try.
Wow, this journey is getting fun.
Okay, so he goes away. You're owed a bunch of money, so you're basically probably close, not the close to broke, but probably more broke. That's for sure.
Yeah, I owed money at this point.
Okay. Jeez.
So I had vouched for some money to pay in Vegas for online funds or whatever, and I won the party poker big game twice for $400K, and I offered party money back, and the person's like, no, I just want the Vegas cash, and I'm like, okay, sure, and then Dennis took the $400K, and it was gone immediately.
Oof.
Yeah, that seems like a stressful but exciting backing relationship. Just in general, dealing with someone like that just no regard for money.
But at the time, I had just come into the high stakes poker world, and everyone had trusted Dennis. Nobody had said anything bad about him.
Sure.
He had stolen some money from Mark Herm, and then had to return it, and it was swept under the rug by Herm. So maybe if I knew these things, I would have avoided it. Yeah. But there was no way to really know.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, especially, sad to say it, but when the person whose reputation is not that great happens to be a massive VIP, people tend to not have the incentive to out them as scum as well.
Yeah.
They just I don't care where they get their money, but they play poker with me sometimes, and then I get the money.
Yeah.
So it is a common and sad thing.
I won't mention any names, but I remember this is probably almost a decade ago. I was playing in a organized game or whatever, and the organizer would borrow money from people every once in a while. I was kind of new to the game or whatever, and then one day he asked me, and it was early on. I didn't know anyone that well, and I was green enough. I was like, is he good for it? And everyone at the table was like, oh yeah, 100%. It's not an issue. Just whatever he asks for, you give it to him. And in my mind, I was like, why don't you give it to him? Why is he asking me? I don't understand. So I gave him, I think it was $75,000 or something stupid. It was a lot of money. And then come to find out, that was incorrect. He filed for bankruptcy a few months later, and I was on the debtor sheet or whatever. So I didn't the number got squashed down to something more reasonable for what it's worth. But yeah, it was just one of those times. Everyone in the game probably knew that something bad was going on, but as long as they didn't have to give the loan, they were like, oh no, he's fucking great for it. Yeah, everyone's got to take their lump in the game here.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so did you find a new backer? Do you you owe money at this point? You don't have a shit ton of options, I imagine.
I don't really remember.
you remember how you got back into playing, or did you have just enough to play a little bit on your own? Were you smushed down in stakes? Were you selling action?
I definitely played smaller and sold.
Okay.
But you still owed some money to some people, so you were...
I did.
Yeah.
So you just go on a payment plan. I mean, the thing with tournament poker, though, you just tell people hopefully I'll be good for it soon. I'm trying. I got fucked in this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened, basically. And I ended up squaring away everyone.
Good.
But what happened was then Brynn started staking me because I already had a deal with him from Dennis, and he needed me to use me to run the free rolls on GG. Not the free rolls, but he needed the BK free rolls. He needed me in the tournament so the tournament wouldn't overlay, and he was guaranteeing all the money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this random number occurred with BK, and then he started backing me probably a few months after Dennis got arrested.
All right, so you found your way back to the tournament scene. No?
Well, I did, but holy shit. Yeah, you go on.
I mean, I don't really follow poker news or media. You guys both seem to know.
I know this one, or a good part of it anyway.
Okay, well then, I'll just be an observer.
I'm not going to get into it. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying. All right. But yeah, this is the time where GG became a big thing, like over COVID especially. Like GG literally blew up. I mean, it was went from a semi-popular site with some good graphics here and there to like got to be king shit basically in the online world for the most part. But yeah, like I mean, honestly, like Brynn was a friend of mine. Like I mean, we're not close anymore or anything. Not anything happened between us. But like, you know, he's the one that helped me get money on GG and helped me play during COVID. And like, he honestly, some of the overlays and stuff like that, he basically would say like, I'll put you in for a free roll, or I'll take half on like, you know, some kind of like free roll, like whatever, like some kind of good deal for me or whatever. So like, yeah, I play. I wouldn't say I played for him, but like, you know, I definitely helped out the GG streets for a while to like get it going initially, and then it literally blew up. Like, I feel like within a year, it went from, you know, the 25Ks had like 18 people, then all of a sudden they just had like 300 people.
Yeah, the COVID was definitely good for the GG.
Yeah.
It fucking blew up.
Did you ever win when he free rolled you in any of the birds?
No.
Or had 50% or anything?
No, like the answer is no. It maybe happened a total of, it was under 10 times. I was somewhere in the 5 to 10 range. But no, I never owed him money from like me winning anything off the thing.
But you never won all there during like when he gave you a deal.
No. I won on my own. Like I played some stuff on my own. I initially was up maybe like 100, 150K like almost right away. Just got lucky, whatever. Like pinked a couple like $500 tournaments and like 3,500s, and then like I think I got second to Schindler in like a 25K for like 60 or 70 or something like that.
Oh, I actually do remember this. What was your name on there?
Otterpop.
I do remember this. I do remember playing with you on there now. Oh wow, I totally forgot about this. Oh yeah.
My favorite part about the heads up match against Schindler, like we were pretty even, but like we were kind of shallow. I think maybe like 30 to 35 blinds deep or something heads up. And he types in he knew who I was. Okay. He types in the chat box. He's like, I'm gonna throw my dick out the window if I lose to you.
Oh man, Schindler.
I was like, yeah, I've never heard that term before. What a weird way to talk shit.
Yeah, right?
You're gonna self-mutilate. Fair enough. But yeah, he didn't have to, I don't think.
The first time I ever interacted with him was just dropping money off to him per Blieden. And after I did it, he made a secret chat with me on Telegram, and he goes, "You're a terrorist, right?" And I just sent him a question mark, and he deletes the conversation and never talks about it again.
It's not a secret chat anymore, Jake.
That's fucking funny.
And only at the poker table, from what I'm aware of. Is he a terrorist?
All right, so GG kind of blows up. I know you're, whatever. We won't have to go into the details of like the Brynn and you stories or anything like that. But like, how was GG for you? Were you making any money or no?
No.
Okay. The last time I tried playing, maybe like 9 months ago, I was like, just give me 3K more. I can run it up. And then it was literally gone to the point where like I was so mad that I would just keep on like whatever stake I could play into, PLO wise or whatever. I literally was like, I'm going to make it like 50K or I'm going to bust it down to 0. And I had 1,000 and just would get up to like 10 and down to like 300 and up to like 3 and then down to 100 and up to 1,000.
Oh, you sound like the like first 6 months of my poker career.
But no, it was fun. There's some nice freedom to like saying like, all right, this is 50,000 or bust. Like this is fucking great. Like a buddy of mine, James Carroll, Kroll. I don't know if you know who Kroll is, but he would do this thing back when we used to gamble and drink together at the M. He would bring $1,000, no more, no less. He was like, I'm not leaving until I have 100K. And like he would run it up to over 50 or 60K like numerous times. And like we're all there. It was like, Kroll, like this is time to kind of quit now, right? You have this. He's like,
you know my rule.
Like Kroll drunk is just like 100K. And you just fucking barrel through and just.
So he never made it.
No, I think maybe one time he made it, but like.
Then I pays for all the other ones.
I don't know. He did it a lot.
My favorite story, kind of like that, is kind of similar to your to your blackjack to PCA story, and that's Sorrel Mizzy. I mean, we'll get him on eventually, but he has one where he sat down with like whatever 8K, and he was like really wanted to play the 100K. He's like, this is my satellite blackjack, and he sits down and he plays, and he gets to like 99K or something, or very, very close to the 100K, and like he just is like, all right, well, I'll just martingale to the number I need. It was like, it might not even be the flat 100. It could have been the 1 drop one, and he just like puts the bet out. That's the amount to get there. Loses.
Doubles
the bet, loses, doubles, and then he ends up losing the 8K that he started with, and doesn't get to play the 100K. So there you go. Or I think he might have borrowed to play it anyway. He could have just done that when he was at 100, borrowed like 2K, but that didn't occur to him.
Like quite famously, like even people like Jean Gaspard used to do that all the time. Like before like any like WPT event at the Bellagio specifically, he would like not ask money to like stake him for the tournament. He would ask money to go play craps. And he was like, no, I'm really good at craps. Like I just want to get in this event. Just throw me a couple $100. Like I'll give it back to you. Like it was, and like I invested a couple. I'm pretty sure I got my money back every time too. Like I'm not saying he had a system figured out or anything, but.
Satellite.
That's just the way his brain worked. It was like, no, don't back me for the tournament. No, back me for the satellite into the tournament.
Yeah, this is cheaper for both of us.
I've run into him at the craps table a lot, more than anyone in Vegas for sure. I've never heard him called by his real name either.
Oh, Prince. Yeah, sorry, it's Prince, guys. Yeah.
I don't know, actually. And now that he said it, I know who he's talking
You
about.
know, yeah, exactly.
Prince,
I'm like, who?
You got there eventually, though, way before I did.
Well,
Or
probably
whatever.
halfway through the story, it's like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
That brings up a good point. Yeah, so you're a gambler too, not just a poker player. You got some pit activities in the past,
I'm a gambler.
and present,
Pitivities.
or have you kicked the habit?
What's your vice or your main one anyway?
I like craps.
Craps, yeah, craps is the fucking best.
But you know, Baccarat now is a little easier because I usually just anti-sweat other people who look, you know, when I play Baccarat, my system is I look to see who's really upset and I'll just bet the other side of that. Because they look like they can't win anyways. And if they know they can't win, you know, surely I can beat them.
That's great.
That is great.
That's how I play Baccarat.
Baccarat, here I come. I got a system. It's like that Len Ashby radar thing. It's like you just go around and you see people just walking around and you just know they can't win. You're just like, you got a label on you. You can't win. So whatever you're doing, I'm doing the opposite.
So I've only played Bacc twice in my life, and I chose the same strategy as you one time, and I got fucking mean mugged and basically cursed in languages I don't understand.
Well, yeah, you're the villain.
No, I understand now that I was an idiot. It's like betting the don't at a craps table. I get it, like how much of an asshole it was, but like I didn't get it at the time. I was like, why is everyone so mad at me right now? Like I don't understand. I think Joe Chung is the one who told me, he's like, because you're betting literally against them. When you win, they lose. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I was just trying to like. Just like this guy can't win, so I just bet the opposite side. So I have to imagine everyone just hated you the same way.
You're white though, you know, so they like you to begin with. I'm already disliked to begin with. Like it can't go any lower. Like, oh, of course this fucking guy like
They're already
bet
nervous
against-
that you sat down at the table.
Exactly. They're like, of course this guy bet against me, this fucking asshole.
So you're just like sweating your cards and you're looking at the other guy like,
No, I turn my hand over fast. I don't sweat it at all, you know.
okay.
I do it real fast.
Instant pain.
What a gentleman. All right, that's nice.
Not a true villain.
The other people like to sweat it in though, you know, and they really love to stick it in when I bet against them.
Oh, when they go second and they're
Yeah.
like, I beat this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they tip the dealer. Thank you. You did good. He sucks.
I've never seen them tip the deal.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's more of a poker thing.
All right, so you'd say Baccarat's more your flavor these days, or?
I just feel there's less wrong decisions.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, the other ones, a lot more wrong decisions.
I was addicted to craps for about 18 months. I literally almost every morning I would go to the M Casino. I would even play with Phil Ivey like a dozen times because he would just be there. Me and him would just play craps together for like an hour every morning.
That's exciting.
It was very exciting. He's betting like 5K with like max presses and stuff like that. I'm like playing like quarters or 50s with max and stuff like that, which is plenty big. But like, you know, he's playing so big and like I'd roll and like, God, I almost hit him in the head a bunch of times and like, you know, I was like, new dice?
Sorry, Phil.
No dice? New dice, Phil? Or no? He's like, I don't care. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, whatever. I don't care either. But yeah, then I got my win-loss statement. I was like, oh, I should definitely quit this. This is not I had to do it cold turkey too. I do it like maybe once a year now, and I only allow myself to play like $10 and stuff like that. It gets...
Good discipline.
Yeah, I mean, And as fun as it was, and believe me, to me, there's no more fun game to play than craps. That is just the fucking best feeling in the world. That's getting on a hot roll or having someone that's being on a hot roll.
It's very exciting.
Oh my God, it's so fun. But yeah, it's just, decisions get made. You keep pressing, keep pressing.
My favorite story is that Lee Salem story. I don't know if we've told it on the podcast before, but he was playing craps. I mean, he has a bunch of them, and we should get him on for the stories.
We should.
But he has this one story where he's playing craps and he's just buried. He's down to like his last, whatever, 10K. This is when he used to play like huge.
Yeah,
and he
had millions.
started with like 200,000 or something. And he's got like 10K in front of him. And he's like, there's this young newlywed couple that like strolls up to the table and he's all steaming. And they sit down and he's like, if I get out of this while you're here, I'm sending you on another honeymoon or something like that. Paying for your wedding. Well, whatever he said. And he gets out of it and he gives them like 15K. They're betting like, nothing. They're just like
$10.
a young couple on their, he gives them like 10 or 15K. I can't remember. Maybe just gives them a flag. Either way, very generous and just hilarious view into the mindset that is Lee Salem. So
Yeah,
I don't know if you've had much interaction with him over the years. He's kind of old guard.
I don't even think I know who he is.
Okay, he's an older guy.
But I like him based on the
Yeah.
story.
No,
He's a great guy.
you 100% would like him. He's a tough guy not to like.
I didn't know I don't know Mormon that well, but I heard the story where he used to put hookers on steak, and my brother used to do the same with the strip club, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta like him now.
All right, so I don't want to yada over anything important, but like whatever, playing on GG, some stuff happens between whatever GGU, BKU, whatever it is. We don't have to touch on that or anything. So what was the fallout of it, or what was like the back end of it, like for you, like professionally? Sorry, I just said a lot of words for.
Did you get new backer and have money,
Yeah.
or have no money? And
No, when me and BK ended it, I was just like playing on my own.
Okay.
That
you
was
had
it.
some money saved
Yeah.
up, or got some Bitcoin back
I
somehow.
had some dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this whole time, like at least live on the live streets anyway, it seemed like you're doing pretty good. A lot of like 5-figure scores, a handful of sixers or whatever, but like a lot of volume. It looked like, at least when I was going through your Hinden Bob.
I wonder how much volume I play. I was
You just
thinking.
cash all the time?
I was thinking about it. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Clearly, it must be a lot, But
I mean, either that or like you're just cashing all the time, and the rest of us suck. Like 110 cashes for World Series and poker, and you're 29. To me, that's ridiculous. That's so good.
the World Series is incredibly soft. I mean, you guys must have been playing awful, honestly.
Okay, I mean, both can be true,
do you
but
mean,
still,
you
at the same
guys?
point.
The World Series is so soft.
I mean, it's not like I disagree with you, but Kessler's been playing for like 94 years, and he's got like 130 or something like that.
And he's like unbelievably bad.
Right.
And even he has like so many cashes, and he just does it by folding. And we're just out here just like gambling it up with these people for no reason.
It's just kind of incredible, like playing like 8 or 9 times in your life and you have 110 cashes. That's so many. Yeah. I think my best year I cashed like 15 times total.
And he's doing that every
And that's
year.
your average year.
I think I'm playing like pretty bad too. If I'm being honest, like I'm playing like pretty bad. Like every day is like full of like epic implosions for no reason, where I'm just like tired of looking at some guy's face and I'm like, I'm all in. That still happens today.
All right.
Don't like your face. I'm all in.
Please call so I don't have to look at your face.
Yeah. One way or the other. I'll be out or you'll be out.
I mean, for real.
So you've been playing on your own ever since then? When was that? Like 21? 20?
21, 22, I don't know.
I mean, I think I'm in the middle of getting dropped right now, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to answer this.
Okay, well, fuck. All right, well, let's forget about your funding. How about them results, though?
You got a couple bracelets mixed in there.
Dude, that's one of the things. When I was going through, I was like, man, these are like incredibly recent, big 6-figure scores. You played the EPT for fucking $200 and scored for $500,000, whatever the hell that was, $960.
That was a good one. That was exciting. I got to play with Tonka. That was really the best part, because when I was like 21 or like, I was watching Tonka on YouTube,
Really?
and then I got to play with him and smoke with his mom on breaks. It was incredible.
Shout out to Tonka's mom.
Yeah, shout out to.
What's her name? Beverly?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's, I think Truck. Tonka Truck. No. Hopefully she's not overweight. That's not a dig at your mom, Tonka. I've never met her or seen a picture. Maybe this part will get edited out too.
She is overweight.
All right, whatever.
Sorry, I don't know where to go now.
No, so that was a fun one. You scooped that one up. 960 euros to 500,000 euros in however many days it takes.
Days. Where was that? Barcelona?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that must have been recent. Nice.
That was this year?
Yeah. And then I went to Cyprus and I lost like 200 back immediately.
Oh.
Good job.
Just playing like all the high rollers.
Yeah. I didn't play the 50 or whatever. I didn't play the 50 or bigger, but I still lost 200 between Barcelona and now.
That's hard work, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing real good.
How do you think you get so many cashes? So many
Yeah,
bullets?
exactly.
All right, so it's still been a pretty good year. I mean, whatever, 800, 900K just this year in earnings. I know that's not profit. I'm just saying, like, it's not bad.
Swingy.
Yeah, it's really swingy. So your current, potentially non-current backer had to have been semi-happy?
They're happy.
Okay, all right, good.
They just don't want to back anyone anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought there was drama. We couldn't touch on that. Okay.
I'm just, it's not like I'm a complete disaster.
I didn't think so either.
All right, so you made them money, but you're just...
Yeah, they just don't want to back anyone.
Yeah, they can only take so many Tums every day just to deal with the heartburn.
I think it's just too small for them, honestly.
Oh,
I should have made it bigger, I guess.
Yeah, either win more or lose more, man. Swing for the fences. Come on. They've got these Tritons now. You should just play those.
All right. So what's the goal for 2025 then? I know the future is probably some uncertainty for you just in general, but are you hoping to play whatever? Just start like this month, like in January. Are you gonna play like all the PGD stuff?
50-50. Either I do or I don't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's fair. All right.
But you're living here now, right?
I live here.
Okay. And you ever play any cash games? Because we happen to have a good 25, 50, 100 game that you'd be perfect for. It's only a short walk to the smoking area.
The other day I played Win Cash for the first time, and I think that was the first time I played a non-private game in like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And I won. So maybe I'll play non-private games more.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's an interesting idea. Let me know how the next session goes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not play again for another 4 or 5 years and stay on the high note.
Okay.
What's your game? Is it no limit game?
Yeah, 2
No
cards.
limit.
We do some double word bomb pots every half hour, but it's essentially just 2 card though.
Who's in the game?
Well, you got Art and I. That's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a kind of a core group of locals, and then we have a bunch of like
Guys that come to town like once a month.
Not for like EV, there's just some people whose faces I don't like.
Fair enough.
So I wouldn't show up on like a Chino day.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, Chino does play quite a bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show up on a Chino day.
Not a Chino fan?
Not a Chino fan.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. So what else in 2025 outside of avoiding Chino and playing the win game one more time? Let's see here. 50-50 to play any tournament. I'm assuming that you're just going to play a lot of WSP because everyone sucks. Probably play like 50 events of those.
I mean, I could probably suck less, so like it doesn't help that everyone else sucks,
Yeah, but you play down to your opponent.
That is a true thing. Maybe I should go play the win cash game so I can get a little better.
Lose and get better. That's probably true.
I mean, I'm already losing and getting worse. I might as well lose and get better.
Fair. Do you have any traveling stops like planned for 2025?
Yeah,
Going
you're
back
allowed
to
to leave the country right now.
I'll go back to Barcelona. I like it there.
Yeah, that's
and that
good
was
city.
before I won.
Yeah.
I always knew I was going to go back there.
I need to go. That's on my.
That's
That's
a
going
good
to be
city.
on my list. Barcelona, pretty much any part of west of France haven't been. I guess that's really all there is west of France.
That's it.
Portugal.
Lisbon.
Some people would count it.
Where's Monte Carlo?
Southeast, I think. It's definitely south. It's by Italy, right?
I have
Between Italy and France. Or no, Italy and south of France and Italy.
Yeah.
I know.
No geography on the pod. please.
Yeah, no public geography, no public math. We're getting into certain
Alright.
territory.
Is there anywhere people can follow you to find out if they need to smoke you up on some of your random destinations?
I don't know. The FBI said they've been looking for me for 2 years. And I thought that was incredible because I'm like one of the easiest people to find, Like, how inefficient are they?
Where's the next poker stop?
We
Where's
put our
the
best
smoke?
man on it.
I mean, come on. 2 years, they're like, you were ducking us, right? I'm like, what are you talking about?
If they want to get you on something, they just find you in a state where you're not allowed to smoke weed and go to the smoking section of the poker stop.
All right, so he's incredibly easy to find unless you're an FBI agent.
Is it at Martin Zamani on Twitter?
I think so.
I think so. I guess you make the account names and then it's auto sign in. We'll put it in the link below. You know, you look down there, you'll see how to follow Martin's request for weed on social media, because that's pretty much all he asked for. If he's out of the country, he needs it. If he's in the country, he's got it. He's a good guy to know if you like smoking weed.
I feel like I was a terrible guest.
It's entertaining to me, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Even though I wish we could just have another one in like 5 years where we could actually go through all the good stories.
Maybe we can. You just got to make it 5 years, buddy.
Yeah.
Unlikely.
Well, I hope everything goes well for you with the FBI and other things.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to play poker with you. I will say that. You're one of my favorite people to play with.
I agree
Truly.
with that also. And thank you sincerely for coming on. This was fun.
Thank you for having me. I didn't really think I had anything good to say, but I felt kind of good about being invited on, so here I am.
Okay.
You had some good stories in there, I promise.
Yeah.
Even ones we can air.
All right. If you insist.
Yeah.
Is that the pod?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I guess.
Me and my buddy, we make it all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy, we working hard for this money.